Welcome to this course on security management. My name is Kevin Henry, and it's my pleasure to take you through this course on understanding the basic concepts of security. The first question we have to ask is, what is security? How would you define it? Well, to many of us, security is about safety. It's about, we could say here, assurance or confidence. It's about protecting assets. In many cases, we will define security using the CIA triad: confidentiality, integrity, and availability. For us, security, especially information security, is a very positive thing. It's a good thing to have. But we have to see how others perceive it as well. For example, to a user, quite often security is going to be, well, a guy in a uniform that checks ID cards and doesn't seem to do much. It's passwords that are continuously being forgotten, and they're impossible to remember, but we're never allowed to write them down. In many cases, a user can see security as a hindrance to getting the job done. It's an annoyance, something that gets in the way, and it's useless because it doesn't work anyway. To a manager, the term security is often associated with cost. This is going to cost me money. It's something which is an unnecessary requirement, mandated on me on top of all of the other things as a manager I have to do already. But if I don't do it, I have liability. And you know something? It doesn't work. It's ineffective. So we can see here three different groups that all look at that same word in very different ways. So our first challenge is that we, as security professionals, need to overcome this lack of a common understanding. A lot of this is through learning, describing what security is and how security actually benefits the organization. The thing is that security is not a department. It's not a group of people over there just looking for ways to get you in trouble. No, in fact, security is a part of the business. It's actually a business function. The idea for us is we want to create an understanding where security is actually woven into the business function and business process. So security becomes, well, that's just how we do the job around here. In many cases, our goal is to become far more strategic rather than just operational. Security is about protecting the organization in its current form, but also where the business is going, so we can support and enable the use of new technologies in an effective and meaningful way. So what's our role as a security manager? We have to think of security like a manager does, rather than thinking of security as a technology or a procedure. We think of security as a part which is instrumental in how the business operates. We have to increase the basic knowledge of what security is and what those objectives are for the business as well. And one of our requirements is we have to gain an understanding of business. In the end, the role of security is to help the business meet its mission, goals, and objectives. So our role as security managers is to understand those mission, goals, and objectives so that we're able to align and incorporate security into those goals. That means we need to gain an understanding of business priorities, business challenges, and the world in which the business operates in, so that our security program is tailored and fit for the business in which we operate. In many cases, we've relied on the information security triad as a way to describe security in a way that management and users can understand. We've just seen how security can be perceived so differently by different business units. So therefore, we need to give it context. And we often use these meaningful terms to define security that everyone can understand. Security is confidentiality, its integrity, and its availability. So what does that mean? We can see here that confidentiality is about protecting sensitive data. Now, sensitive data is data that could harm a person or an organization if that was disclosed improperly. This is where we look at those terms privacy, quite often dealing with information about a person, and secrecy, information about an organization or, for example, military. It's interesting that the word confidentiality comes from the root word of confidence. We saw ourselves earlier on that security for us is often about assurance, trust. And when people believe that we will protect their information, we create confidence amongst our customers and clients as well. They know that we are going to take steps to ensure that we do not become a victim of some type of unauthorized disclosure. In many cases, security is about being proactive and preventing problems, not just about fixing them up after they've happened.